Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you are here. All right, guys, I got to share. I'm going to call this episode Funk If I Know. I'm talking about being in a funk, okay? And I know if you're listening, everyone on the planet at times gets in a little funk. And that's just life because, things just don't go smooth all the time. This is just the one guarantee in life that we go through things, right? We have to work through things. That's like the human experience. So I'm going to kind of just share what I've been dealing with a little bit lately. So really this funk specifically is coming from work, from my company. And just, I've been in business 5 years, and every year, let's say every 6 months, there's something else that comes up that you're like, damn, didn't see this coming, and now when I look back and think of the things that I've overcome and dealt with, I always make it through. But I will say that when it hits, you're like, I sit in my office like, oh my God, why? And, feel like I'm going to puke. I don't, but I feel like it. And just sit there wondering like, yeah, how the hell am I going to get through this? And I always do. We get through things, but it just is like requires another level, another version of ourselves to figure this out. So right now, kind of like what I've been dealing with, I had an employee reach out and say, hey, my wife's having a baby. This is like, gives me, I don't know, a month notice, whatever. My wife's having a baby and, the end of this month. And so I'm like, okay. And at that point, he was asking like, how much time can you get off? And I was like, well, you have 3 weeks paid vacation still. And then he's like, well, what about the family leave or whatever, which is, I think it's like the Family Leave Act. Funny note, my husband, I took that a little bit after I had my second child, Wyatt, and it was called FMLA or whatever back in the day. It's like family now. But my husband was like, oh, you mean the LMFAO Act? I'm like, oh my God, that's that band. No, that's not what it's called. Yeah, he's a nut. So, the first part of like the stress of this, I guess, started when I'm like, okay, potentially this employee is going to be gone for 4 months. And I'm a very small business. And so that's like, oh, holy shit. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. And so kind of start, have anxiety about that. He comes back saying he's only taking a month off. Great. That's much easier, but still it's a month. And with we have two scopes that we do. We do the concrete scanning and we do core drilling. So this employee specifically right now, I used to have numerous employees that did this, but right now he's the only employee that I have that does the scope. So I am, with these two scopes, I'm without one of the scopes for a month, which is intense. I mean, it's a lot of times they go hand in hand. A lot of times clients will call and say, hey, send one person out to scan and core drill. So I start, when he says, hey, my wife's having a baby, I'm now talking to lawyers, I'm redoing my subcontract agreement. I'm talking to insurance, like, hey, what do I need to do here? So I kind of scramble. And then I think it was last week, on a Tuesday night, I'm sitting there watching a movie with my husband, and I get a text like, "Hey boss," he always calls me boss. "Hey boss, my wife's going into labor. Awesome. Good luck. I hope everyone, does great. Like, hope everyone's healthy, blah, blah, blah." So then I'm just like, oh shit, it's here. And at this point, I was still needing to get like a final copy from my lawyers. So I did not have a subcontractor solidified at this point. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, okay, tomorrow I gotta like get up early and like get this shit done. So I did. I got up, talked to my lawyers, sent this to the company that I was hoping to subcontract with. They signed the agreement. We're off to the races. Fantastic. So at this point, I'm scheduling a few jobs with them. And I think that was on like a Wednesday, let's say that, okay, I have this signed agreement. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I can make it through this. It's going to be okay. I got a subcontractor. They're a large company. They can handle, this. And it was a little, so I thought, okay, I can do this, right? I will note that while I was going to do this, their prices are higher than mine. And so in the goal of taking care of my clients and trying to just make this month easier for them with this company, I was telling my employees, hey, this is kind of where I'm at. I'm subcontracting this right now because I want to be honest with them. And then secondly, I told them, here are the rates. I am purely I'm not marking these up at all to you. I am purely passing on this subcontractor's rates to you, not marking them up at all, just to help you out. So I was doing this, making zero money off of it, all the coordination, all the scheduling, whatever, and still giving this other company business. So, but I just it was like, I just gotta suck it up and make it through this month. I'm not trying to make, if I break even, great. As long as I don't lose a ton of money, right, through this month, I'll be happy. So that was what I was doing for a couple days. So that was Wednesday. Friday of the same week, I get an email from this subcontractor saying, well, after more talk with management, we've decided that we're going to honor the one job we have scheduled for next week, but we are not able to help you anymore past that. And I like sitting at my desk like, are you freaking joking? Like, are you joking? Like, you fired me? Like, we just did this. You signed it. We're good. And then now we're not good. And now I have literally no one. And it's just, I called my husband crying. He's like, breathe, breathe, breathe. I'm like, I can't do this. This is so freaking stressful. I don't want to be dealing with this. He's like, it's okay. Just call the next company. Who else is out there? Just call the next one. So since then, I'm in the next week now. I have called the next one and I've called the next one, and like, no one's calling me back, or they flat out say, no, they won't do it. So pretty much I'm through 1 week of the 4 weeks. Okay. So I made it through 1 week. I did have to tell a couple clients, I'm sorry, I can't help you with this right now, which that sucks. And I really don't want to be losing clients during this month, but I would hope that most of my clients have been with me years, and they know me and they know the kind of person I am, the kind of company we are. And like, I'm truly just I will do anything to help them. And my hands are tied at this point. Like, I don't know what to do. No one's willing to partner with me. I had a partner, they backed out, whatever. So it's like, I hope that they can be willing to use someone else for a month and then come back, or they might leave me. I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have other options right now. And this is like my reality, and it sucks. It's stressful. Calling all badass moms and entrepreneurs ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Y'all, I am officially opening spots for one-on-one mentorship. This is designed exclusively for the women who know they're meant for more, but feel stuck in the chaos of balancing business, motherhood, and everything in between. I'm not just another coach. I'm a proven business owner who's built an award-winning company, written a best-selling book, launched a podcast, and built a platform, all while raising a family. If you're ready to get unstuck and take bold action, master time management and boundaries, build an unshakable CEO mindset, and prioritize your energy without guilt, then let's make your next level happen. Faster, smarter, and with zero apologies. This is not for the excuse makers. It's only for women ready to go all in on themselves. Remember, spots are limited, so if you are interested, head on over now to Instagram and send me a DM with the word mentorship. I cannot wait to talk to you, girl. So yeah, right now I have 3 more weeks to get through without a subcontractor. I've been passing up work, and I hope, like I said, I hope my clients come back, and I hope they're like, I get it. And like, we're a small company. I have tried everything I can think of, and I don't know what else to do. And like at this point, it's been stressful, probably like 10 days ish. And earlier in the year, I've noticed, and I have this thing, like when I'm getting really stressed out, my skin, I think it's like an autoimmune, like maybe disease or thing, I don't know. But when I am getting really stressed out, my skin lately hurts. And this is such a weird feeling. And like right now, my legs hurt so bad. Like it almost feels like my skin was burnt. And like you had a horrible, horrible sunburn, and it like hurts. And it's very weird. It's like clearly it's affecting my health and my body, right? And I like throughout some different things I've gone through this year, my skin starts hurting when I'm like getting really stressed out or going through something pretty intense. And so that tells me like, hey, you need to bring it down a notch. You need to calm down. You need to focus on just your peace and calm, because it's clearly affecting your health, and like owning a company. I mean, this company is me. I am it, right? I can't like walk away. Like I can't ever shut the door and be like, well, I'm not going to think about work anymore. Like I'm constantly thinking about work, or waking up in the middle of the night thinking about work or whatever. Like it's just so different when you own the company versus like going, just to a job and leaving. Like it's becomes a part of you. And so the stress when you're dealing with it, like now apparently has become a part of me, and it doesn't make me happy to know that I'm like literally in pain, physical pain, because of the ramifications of this stress. But, so I'm just like really trying to slow things down right now and just rest and like be super gentle on myself, because I'm like, well, I don't want my skin to keep hurting. And clearly like the stress is getting to you, affecting you. So that's been a little weird. Then, so I've been dealing with that, but there's more. So, and I'm not a negative person. I'm a super positive person, but I also want to be real, right? So when things are hard, like I love getting on Instagram and be like crying, be like, oh my God, because that's important to me to be real. And so other people know like, oh, she goes through shit too, right? Like I'm not even close to freaking perfect, but like I go through all kinds of shit. And I want to share it. So it's like just a part of life. So with that, that's a lot just in one piece. The second piece is my employee was like, hey, I think my social security, he's trying to like apply for benefits. I think my social security number might be wrong. I'm like, no, he sent this to me. I'm like, that's what I have in my records too. On the payroll website though, it's like when you put in the social security number, it has like if I logged in right now, it'd be XXX or like star, 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 and then it'd be the last 4 numbers. So really, you can't actually see the whole social security number, what's in there, because it's like they're starred out, right? So I mean, as I double, triple check things when I'm putting them in. But apparently my fat freaking fingers put like a 0 and not a 1 or something. And it was wrong in my system, which again, with all the stars in there, it makes it very difficult to like check. And so I called a payroll system, website, and they're like, oh, well, we have to like redo, years, because this employee has worked for me for years of quarterly reports and W-2s and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, it's probably going to be like $2,000. I'm like, God damn it. For like, that's a lot for, I'm like, for that a little mistake, that's a lot of money. It's a big mistake that I made and whatever. So I'm like, was irritated about that. Then she emails and she's like, no, or she said, oh, the total is $3,086. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. That is such a freaking expensive mistake already. So that's on top of a month where I'm really not going to be making very much money. My revenues are very low. And it's a tough month in general. And then you add that, I'm like, come on, I didn't need this. Like, so that was annoying. Working on getting figured out though. And then to top it off, that same day that I found out it's $3,000, I always put my phone, it's dumb and I know I shouldn't do this, but a lot of times, like when I'm upstairs, walking around the second level of our house, I'll put my phone on the like banister thing. And I mean, I know I shouldn't do it. I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet, but I knocked the phone, I hit it, and it just fell down to the floor of the first level. And then it broke. The screen would not turn on. It's still like doing alarms and making little noises, but you can't see it. It's broken. So then I had to go buy a new freaking phone that night. I was like, sigh, and again, I've talked about this before. I really am a positive person. I always try to find the positive in anything, but because we all know people that are like the negative people, and like more negative stuff keeps coming to them, right? Because they're attracting it. So by talking about this, I'm not trying to like attract more stuff to myself, but also sometimes you're like, damn, this sucks and it's hard. And you're like, it's been a long 10 days. Can mama get a break here, universe? Like, please just I'm good. Like, let's move on and throw some positive shit my way. You know what I mean? But really with this, it's like, and there's always people that are dealing with way worse stuff than you are. Like always, I have to remind myself that, like, oh, you're giving yourself a little pity party here. Chill out, like bring it down a level and like understand that you live a very charmed, amazing, abundant life. So I have to tell myself that. But we also can feel disappointed or angry or sad or whatever, pissed off when we're in it too, because that's just like, I don't think we should deny ourselves the emotions of it. Like feel it, get it out, and then move on, right? And know like, okay, I had my little pity party. Like get your big girl panties on. Let's freaking move on, right? So I do believe we need to feel it, what we're going through, but then move on and get back to, we're, focusing on gratitude and like all the things you do have, right? So I'm not trying to focus on the negative while it is a gut punch, it is a shit sandwich for a while. Then you're like, okay, but look at all these other things that I have and, how that are so amazing in my life and I'm grateful for, right? So life can be hard. It doesn't mean it's not beautiful, but we give ourselves grace and feel the feels and then get back to it, right? So yeah, right now I'm just trying to kind of slow down, and literally every day I'm like, you can do this. You can do this. It's going to be fine. So I have 3 more weeks. And yeah, I'm just doing what I can at this point. Like my hands are tied. I've tried everything and it is what it is. And it's not like now at this point, I just got to move on and like stop stressing out about it because I physically feel like shit, and so I need to just be really gentle with myself right now and know like this isn't going to last forever. You're going to make it through. It might be a little difficult right now, and whatever, it is what it is, but you'll make it through. We always make it through, right? So just I always just want to be transparent, like especially in business too, because I feel like there's so many people like out there potentially that make owning a business seem easy, or there's never any problems. Or I'm always like, I know a lot of people now that own businesses, like all kinds of different businesses. And I'm like, hey, so I just like, let's cut the shit. Like what's really going on? And they're like, oh, it's been difficult, or, oh, I'm dealing with this, or, oh, it's been great. And I want to celebrate the good and the bad, right? I mean, there's so much beauty in it too, but I like to be like, let's have a real conversation about business, and not sugarcoat it, because I don't think that does anyone any favors. And then people get in business and they're like, shit, this is hard. I had no idea. You're like, yeah. So hopefully you could say, Chelsea told me, it is the best. It's amazing, but it's also, really hard sometimes. So thank you for listening. If this resonated, please share it with any friends. I'd so appreciate any reviews on Apple Podcasts. And always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you guys next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you. Or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.